Hello and welcome to Crit Happens, a show where a bunch of us losers come together to play Dungeons and Dragons. Once again, my name is TJ, and I will be serving as our dungeon master for this table of cool dudes and dudettes. Miguel will not be joining us tonight because he is actually real-life Chuck, and old men need to sleep. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome us back to Albastia. Last week we started off as the party concluded their shopping sesh in the treasure's trove, making for the mysterious manor on the hill, where they were offered 2,000 gold to watch over the house for one night, while the patron of the house went into town. From there, the party headed on to the city and prepared for Hallow's first festival, where Wulf and Farron both won some coin and a couple of prizes respectfully. Chuck went out and discovered new foods with Lily, and the whole party got to experience the first of the 3-day opening festival. From there, heading to the manor a bit tipsier than anticipated for some, you all began your evening with a few odd instructions from the halfling Henri. Despite this, you all began to settle in and drink for most of you, while Rauva made certain all rules were followed to a T, watching the moons closely for the time. After a few hours of fun, odd noises could be heard from upstairs, leading a few of you up there to investigate, turning to a very ominous and creepy old woman behind a door. From there, she began to screech, and the night got more intense and suspenseful, leading to probably the oddest 4 hours of waiting for the party as they all gathered near the staircase. Blade, sword, magic, ready to go. Finally, the silence was broken as the old woman from downstairs burst into the living room through the front door and morphed into a demented, broken creature, which began the intense battle, ending finally as Rauva cast Chromatic Orb, destroying the creature. Tonight we pick up as the party has turned to the cellar just after opening the door. Oh, as you all look down into this cellar, seeing the woman tied up unconscious, she is obviously a halfling, stout. She has tied up very darkish gray hair. She looks to be unconscious. What would you all like to do?
It's a trap. No, we should probably go check on her.
Start climbing down.
Okay. The ladder is very creaky, but it is seeming to be secure. You're fairly light, so it's not really too much stress on it. Is everyone going to head down, or is anybody going to stay upstairs? Okay. Chuck is going to stay upstairs, still cowering in fear, kind of cuddling with the deceased Fluffy.
Sad.
Why you gotta hit us with that right out the gate?
Just a reminder to you all that Fluffy's dead.
Wow. I totally forgot.
You see that, YouTube? He killed the dog.
He killed the dogs.
And Nate Thomas.
I didn't. So,
The monster you were controlling killed the dog.
make a perception check as you get down to the bottom of this cellar. Well, you already rolled it, so I'm just kidding. You can actually roll it. Don't worry, guys.
Don't worry, guys.
Dana's not a cheater, right?
Dana's not.
11. Not great.
18.
Oh, Farron will come down as well, actually. Let me roll my d30. JK. So, you all notice, even with an 11, that down here there are what looks to be 2 or 3 large-sized barrels. They're probably about 4 foot diameter. Wulf, with your knowledge of it, you would know very well that these are casks of ale, most likely. Probably aging. Because they do have some sort of writing on them. Do any of you speak Halfling? Yeah, so. But other than that, there is a door off to the back. Essentially, the cellar itself is not really rounded, but it's sort of like the shape of a bottle, the neck. And at the end of the neck, where the cork would go in, is a door, a wooden door, that is barred currently. Other than that, she's propped up against one of the 4 casks, tied with rope. There is not anything super of note in here, but you do notice that there are footsteps. Make a nature check real quick.
Who?
You. Oh. The one that actually perceived anything. Then 11 and a 12. Jeez, guys, what are you, level 3?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
20 total.
20 total. You see, there are a couple of different sets of footprints. There are clearly halfling footprints heading towards the door. There is like a line straight through the door. And there looks to be some like large, probably canine footsteps towards the door.
So something's being dragged.
Possibly.
Interesting.
Maybe someone just got a peg leg.
To go check out the wounds of the halfling woman.
Make a medicine check.
Can I untie her while she's doing that?
Sure, easy enough. They're basic knots. You don't need to. Your frail little fingers can slip into there.
Bones.
Your
fingers-
frail goth fingers. 11.
11.
You are rolling really well tonight. Lucky 7. Sneak at. Just kidding. Okay, so she does not appear to be mortally wounded. You're very smart. There are cuts on her arms, for sure. It doesn't take very many smarts to know that there are rope burns. The ropes were tied pretty tight. And it seems clear to you, especially as Rauva's kind of moving her around and untying her, that her head was bashed with something. And there's like a collection of blood at the back of her head. But she appears to be breathing. You hold up one of your like little mirrors.
Do I notice like the wound while I'm untying her?
Yeah. What's your passive? Yeah. What are you doing while they're working on the woman?
I guess I'm gonna check the door
What are you looking for?
just to see if it's unlocked and stuff.
So it is barred from this side currently. Go ahead and make an investigation check just to see if you can find anything interesting about the door. What are you all doing as he's doing that?
I'll just point out the footsteps that I see.
Theron's going to lean down and kind of investigate them a little bit. Willem?
Send to her wounds.
Yeah. Do I have to make a medicine check too?
You're going to try to like help her heal? Are you going to cast something? You know, like try to like fix it?
I'm gonna try to do like the general medicine check first. like patch her up first before I get anything.
You can go ahead and make a medicine check with advantage, or you can both make a straight medicine check.
What's your medicine?
Awesome.
Okay, yeah.
I'm only half patient and then
Yeah. You made that with advantage? You said a 15? So the door, like I said, is barred from this side, which doesn't really make sense with Rauva having pointed out the footsteps. But it is locked as well from the other side. So it's locked from the opposite side and barred from this side. It is just a standard wooden door from what you can tell. Knocking on it, you could hear... it was a 15? Yeah, knocking on it, it seems like sturdy wood.
16.
16 medicine. So you manage to, you kind of like tear off some of your cloth that you're carrying and wrap it around her head, securing that spot on her head that's clearly going to need some deeper attention. The cuts, you kind of like wrap a tourniquet on the top side of it, because essentially on her right arm it's just scratch all the way down. So you can like wrap a tourniquet just above the elbow, sort of bandage it as best you can. It looks like she's attended like a field infirmary. Now Theron, he's making a check on these. Right. Yeah, I see the large animal ones appear to be most likely a dog of some kind. Could Fluffy come down that hole? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not. Like I said, the hole is big enough to fit even a large humanoid, But a creature, probably not a large creature.
Well, is it a cellar or is it a basement?
It's a cellar more than anything.
Because most of the time, don't cellars also have like an outside access?
Sometimes, not all the time. Because there are a lot of like wine cellars that don't have an outside access at all. Thinking of like fancy homes that have the spiral staircases in the center of their kitchen, like in their island. I'd say the two of them having an outside access is about equal to both of them. Not sure what could have been that. Maybe he was keeping another Fluffy down here or something. And how's the woman? And he stands and kind of turns towards you all.
Still unconscious right now.
She's got a bad wound on her head.
And the door?
Apart from this side, lost on the other.
Jeez.
Odd. What do we do?
I'm gonna try to.
You gonna try the cup?
Mm.
Make an Arcana check.
14.
Good find it. So what are you saying into the cup?
I'm just gonna try to say hello. Hello, Atlas, are you there?
No response.
I put it up as like in the ocean.
Oh yeah, you put it like, no, it's like white noise, like static in your ear. Yeah.
I'll just say no answer. Do you feel?
No, I don't feel a thing. I don't feel like he's watching me as he has been for a decade. So, I don't know how safe I feel staying here.
Paper. Get out.
Should we, like, throw the place over for the gold, though?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried to kill us, so I think it's fair to.
I mean,
ransack his
maybe he
house.
was killed on the way. We don't know that he sent that here.
That's true.
We don't necessarily know that he killed us. Especially if this is his actual mom. Do we even know that he knows that this is the wrong one and the one that was upstairs was the wrong
Well, I think it's just a bit suspicious that he offered so much gold for something as terrifying as what happened to us. And especially as cryptic as the note was.
That's, I mean, fair.
And also, you guys sussed him out the first second we saw
Oh,
him.
hold on a minute there. I didn't suss anything.
These two.
All right. I was going to say, I was kind to him.
I was too.
He was definitely weird. Said that he wasn't weird.
I mean, we all are a little weird. Maybe we should add him to our party or something. Maybe he's like a rogue. I don't know.
So it's like half of our party.
Well, let's flip this house.
Wait.
And he climbs the stairs quickly.
Wait, hold on. Wait, can you carry her?
And he
You can't
steps
just
back
leave
down,
her here.
picks her up, throws him over his shoulder, like.
Jesus. It's a concussion.
Yeah,
So
she's bleeding out of her dome.
He's a heavy halfling. I mean, you've got a dwarf who's and he just like carries himself up the stairs.
Just leave her here. He goes back.
I mean, just him like next thing you know, she's gonna tell me to carry Fluffy home too, and just continues climbing the stairs.
Start climbing up.
All right. Everyone back upstairs. There upstairs there were two rooms, hers, or at least you assume hers, and another. And then there is, excuse me, there is a living room and a kitchen, and then this like kind of like upstairs pantry room.
Oh,
Oh,
it was, yeah.
it was.
'Cause
Chuck was
she
supposed to take
didn't-
care of that. And for a natural 20, it is no longer on fire.
Oh, okay.
I was
Sick.
about to say, does Chuck even know that it's on fire?
Chuck is like sobbing into the side of Fluffy right now. And as you all come up, he, I'm gonna take a nap, and he just lays back down.
What? Okay.
Makes sense.
Miguel could be here and there wouldn't be any debate.
Can I try to see what time it is?
Sure, go ahead and make a survival check. Ooh. The good finger crack.
16.
Oh,
Ooh.
What would make you thirsty, guys? That's all I'm gonna say. So it is probably right around. Let's see. We did like 4 hours. The battle probably right around 7 a.m.
Save.
Save. So, with all that, does anybody want to claim one of the rooms to search for whatever there might be?
I want to search the room that the thing was in.
Okay.
Just because it'll be easier for me to detect anything.
Sure. So 2 of you will go do that.
I think we should split up.
Maybe. There was another room upstairs.
Sure.
Okay. So do you want to go somewhere else that she's gonna get down?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want? There's the living room, kitchen, and the pantry.
I guess the living room.
Alrighty. All 3 of you can make an investigation check. Baron's gonna check the kitchen, and I guess Chuck will check the pantry.
Just as needed. Wait, what are we... Oh, investigation.
My goodness. It's like Miguel isn't here because I'm rolling natural 20s for him consistently. Alright. For the living room.
17.
Maybe I'll write this down. For the mother's room.
13.
For the other room.
15.
For the pantry. I need to check his total stat here. I'm surprised because I gave him the room that was like the highest DC to find anything of value, and that
Natural 20.
figure and kitchen. Ready. In the living room, there is like a bookshelf. There's a fireplace with a hearth. Yes.
Can I do my ritual detect magic spell so that I'm getting it ready while you're doing this? Sick.
Okay.
So there's the bookshelf. There is a hearth that has a few interesting items on it. There are couches. There are a couple of like side tables. Out of curiosity, are any of you being like cautious? Like you're gonna search for something and then put it back? Are you all straight turning this house over?
I guess it depends on what it is.
Okay, so the living room.
I don't care, man.
Awesome. So, for value in the living room, you find in the couch cushions roughly 100 gold. Pretty decent. You find on the hearth there are 3 candle holders made of what looks to be pure gold. There is also a small like chest in the bookshelf, and in searching that, you find an assortment of jewels, totaling somewhere around probably 700 gold. Other than that, there are a bunch of books that you have no clue what any of them are worth. Some of the most notable ones to you is like Nobility of Albastia, Gods of the Arcane. There is a book on King Hasatan and his family. There looks to be like a merchant's book. A book on Hassal, the language.
Okay. I'm gonna take the nobility book and the Hassal book.
Okay.
Because I know Rauva likes to get the language books.
Cool.
And I don't know what's in the nobility one, so might as well take it.
Sweet. In the mother's room, casting detect magic, you do sense that there is magic coming from a. There's a word that's on my tongue that's the wrong word, and I have to keep stopping myself from saying it because it's not what I mean. It's armoire, and it's not the right word. But there's like a jewelry. It's like an upright jewelry cabinet that has like a door and a lifting thing. That
Oh, yeah, okay. And yeah, and returned.
and like the one that has the lift has like a ring. Yeah, there's a few rings. None of them are magical. If you wanted to take them, there would be like 5 rings, 3 of which are silver, 2 of which are gold, all of which have a jewel on them. looks to be like one that's sapphire, one that's peridot, one that looks to be some sort of like juniper. Inside of the actual juniper is not what I meant to say at all.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll say ruby because I can't think of the one that I meant to say. Inside of the actual like cabinet section is a bunch of jewelry. Like there are necklaces, there are wristlets, there are bracelets, there are a bunch of like random rings tossed in here, and there is specifically a chest that is locked, and you sense a magical aura coming from that chest.
Ooh.
It is.
Is it like small enough for me to carry?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll.
It's
take
about-
it.
It's like a small bread box. Also, on the nightstand up here, there is a Preachers of Albastia.
Interesting.
Other than that, there is in like the various drawers, probably about, I'd say 75-ish gold.
Okay. I'll take the gold. I'll take the book, and I'll take the little chest.
The rest of it is fine.
Yeah, I don't really care for it.
Are you being cautious, or are you turning it all over?
I'm being cautious.
Cool. Alrighty. In the other bedroom, the door is locked to that bedroom. So would you like to like try to pick it? Do you want to just straight kick it down? Call someone else to kick it down?
Could I start walking throughout the house just because I have a time limit on it?
So go ahead and make an
Just to see
investigation
whatever
check.
If I sense anything, it's...
You got it.
Okay. Yeah. I think it might something on like the dagger, but I don't think that. I'll attempt to pick it first.
With a dagger? Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check. Without proficiency. Yeah, so wedging the dagger into like where the lock mechanism is, you shake it around a bit, it's not really working, you kind of stab in, doesn't really work. You stop for a second, and you like flip the dagger around where the blade's coming out through the back, and just straight stab into the lock, and wood splinters and the door creaks open.
Still got it.
Making your way in, this appears to be a study. So there is it's very clean in here. There are books all around. With your intelligence, it's paper and leather. You don't really know what any of it is. You recognize the book because you carry one similar about the history of the Hassani Dominion, or the lineage. Speaking Hassal, there are several books in Hassal in here, but a lot of books also in here that appear to be in Halfling that you have no freaking clue what those mean. There is a desk, one of those that kind of like pulls down and latches, but is not locked. Opening it up, there is what looks to be a pencil case about this big that is leather and sealed. There are a couple of quills set out, a bunch of papers, including one that appears to say like deed on it. A few letters. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Assault, Infernal, Undercommon.
You do speak Undercommon. So, there is one note specifically that is just titled J, comma, and then it goes on to speak. And essentially it says along the lines of J, hoping to find you soon. Think I found some suitors. Looking to feed her tonight. We'll send this letter when the deed is done.
Let me see. Looking for suitors. Hoping the deed is done for me.
Essentially. Other than that, you do find in the various desk drawers probably about 50 gold pieces and a collection of jewels worth probably right around 200 gold.
Like jewelry or just like
Rocks, crystals. As you walk past this door heading down the stairs, yes, 15. You do sense one or a couple of magical auras from in here, not really like super magical, so much as the books were written with like magical ink in this room in a couple of places. The case that she grabbed is magical. A couple of those jewels might have some magic to them, but that appears to be it. Are you gonna grab anything from in there? Or are you gonna make your way downstairs?
Trying to make a sweep of everything.
Heading downstairs, nothing really seems to be magical down here, other than things you have already noticed that were not of interest.
Okay.
Oh, then in the pantry, Chuck comes back carrying what looks to be like a small chest, larger than the one either of you have found. It's more like a treasure chest size, and he sets it down on the ground. Ah, ah, ah. I don't know what's in here, but I'm tired. And he sits down on the couch. Theron comes around. So, didn't find anything of interest in there, and takes a bite of a jerky that he found.
So can you open this?
The box. And he kind of grabs it and sets it down on the floor and sits down cross-legged. Pulls a keyring off of his belt. Flips to a couple of tools and begins trying to pick the lock. So he kind of fiddles with it for a second, drops his keys for a second, picks them back up and fiddles again. Opens it up and passes it over to you. Looking inside, there are several like cards that have like a figure on them, like a person, that are magical, and they appear to be like magical images. This first one has someone that like has a wand out like this, smiling like and kind of winking at the camera. And on the bottom it says Quincy. The second card has another mage of some kind, it looks to be. But rather than holding out like a dagger, they sort of just have their hands out and twisted. And it says Quintus. The next one. Beyond those two cards, there is an assortment of a few papers that are not magical in here. Just like keeping record. What languages do you speak currently?
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Undercommon.
Those papers you do not recognize the language on. Does anyone speak deep speech? Okay. Got it. Alrighty. Check Chuck real quick. As if.
That's like one of like.
Just know Chuck is like, "Ooh," speaking deep speech is gross. And then there's like you still sense a magical aura in it, but there's nothing left. And like you sense that deeper there's something. So go ahead and just roll an intelligence check, which is an intelligence save, because be smart.
So intelligence saves?
Mhm.
Right, 19.
19. You kind of like put your hand down into it, and you feel a groove. Sliding your ring finger down, you hear a click as the bottom drops off of the box. Excuse me. Leaving behind, you kind of set the big chest or the bigger part aside, looking at the base. An entire, like, ashtray full of small magical jewels and crystals.
Ooh. How many?
There are 23.
Oh my.
Everyone make a history check real quick. It is a very high DC knowing your backgrounds. No.
Natural 20.
For
So
a total.
25.
22.
So you do know. Probably, this is not an exact number, but you know that if you were to find the right person based on books you've read, some of them fantasy, you could probably sell these for close to $7 grand.
All of them?
Yeah, like total. With a small little ashtray of 23 jewels. Pebbles. One of them looks familiar to something else you've seen before, like a kind of shard-shaped one. With that, does anybody want to give an attempt? Farron is not feeling confident, Farron/me, confident enough to make an attempt on the larger chest. Does anyone want to make an attempt to crack it open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna try.
You're gonna make an roll an attack.
Oh, awesome. Unarmed, I assume.
Whatever you want.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Yeah. Of course, I get a max damage roll on that. So that's 12 plus 5, so 17.
Okay. You using? What are you using?
I'll just use like the back end of the axe, you know.
So, taking his axe off of his back and kind of like holding the top part right under the blade, he lifts it and cracks into where the lock is, and the entire shaft goes through into the chest. Pulling it out, you can rip a few of the metal pieces off and throwing it open. There is, first of all, a sack, like a burlap sack, that is tied closed. And then next to that is a jar with a floating brain. It is magical.
Okay, what kind?
Make an Arcana check first.
18.
18. Okay, now make a medicine check.
20 total.
The other school of magic you don't recognize the name of, but it's similar to some of the magic you see in Atlas use.
Okay.
Like you don't know what it is yet, but you've seen him use some magic, and that same aura you get from him in general is this. Now, as for the checks, it appears to be not human.
Oh.
Not humanoid or not human?
Not human.
Mm.
And possibly was never in a body.
Interesting.
Like possibly it's conjured.
It's Chuck's brain.
That's where it's been all this time. So, all of you looking at that, no clue what to do with it. No clue if you could sell it somewhere.
How
or-
big is it? Like, how big
brain?
is
the jar?
Mhm.
Like a pickle jar. Like a, you know, like
Yeah.
when you go to like a football game and you buy a pickle and they pull it out of that big
Yeah.
Vlasic jar.
Let's
One of
see.
those.
I'm gonna hold that. So can I keep this?
I mean,
I wanna.
sure.
Okay.
You're gonna drink it or something.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look away and start untying.
Make an investigation check with the website.
I'm just like, like she's like foaming at the mouth.
19. As you open the sack. The sack. It's like a 5-pound potato bag. Inside of it,
Is it 5 pounds of
a
potato?
5-pound. No. It's about half full of some sort of powdered substance.
Cocaine.
It's not white,
Aw.
but it is off whitish brown, kind of almost like a you know the brown eggs.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that color. I guess that's kind of beige. It is a beige powder. You're welcome to touch it
Sniff it. Smell it.
or smell it.
I'm gonna touch it.
You're
gonna reach in and touch it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So as you
Oh no!
open the sack and set it down, and what are you touching it with? Like a finger or your whole hand's gonna like
Oh no!
It's just like a little bit on my finger, yeah.
which finger?
Which finger do you want to lose?
So Wulf sort of like rolls up a sleeve, even though he probably wasn't wearing sleeves because he's a barbarian, and he just
Ew.
and he reaches into the sack, pinky out, and it's powder.
Turns out it's just brown.
No, it is very fine powder.
Sugar.
No,
Brown.
you know that like the feeling of flour.
Ah.
Okay.
It feels like flour. It's like very fine, very soft. but it is still granulated finely. Like you could pull out a single grain, unlike you couldn't grab a grain of sugar or a flour, but you could grab a grain of this most likely. It seems to cling to you a little bit.
Ooh.
Just rough along to see what it is.
Is
Just
anything magical about it?
Oh yeah,
Oh, what kind?
I hate you. Enchantment.
Oh.
Enchanted powder.
And maybe let's look this one up just to make sure, but I think this is probably accurate. Yeah, transmutation.
Interesting.
Knowing all of your backgrounds, none of you know what this is. Even with a nat 20, you would have no clue.
So yeah, there's definitely magic in that sack of yours.
It's about 2.5 pounds of it.
Enchantment and transmutation, to be specific.
What does that mean?
It does smell sweet.
It smells sweet. Magic sugar.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna tie the bag back up
Yeah.
and put it like in my satchel
Oh.
to find out what it is later.
Oh, maybe I'll change the vibe.
Is there anything else? Wait, I forgot. Was there anything else in that big chest?
In the big chest, no.
Just those two things?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it's about like the size of like like a hope chest. Maybe that's too light. Like a blanket chest. Do you like put the blanket in?
Like an ottoman?
Like an ottoman.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like about this
That's
big.
big.
But that brain thing is like a large jar.
It is, yeah.
And then this sack.
Is pretty big.
Oh, while I'm reaching into my satchel, by the way, I'm gonna pull out the book. And be like, I know you were getting those books on languages, and here you go.
It is a book on Hassal. It is not the same series as you own.
Ooh, thanks. And I'll put it in my bag of holding.
There you go.
Actually, no, yeah. Wait, no, I want to put it with the bookcase bag.
Oh, in your drawstring bag?
Yeah, I'm like, on the bookcase. How big was that little chest that I got?
That little one?
Yeah.
It's like... I wish I had access to my...
like little jewelry.
Like a little jewelry?
It's like a little music box.
Would it fit in my bag of holding? In my little satchel?
Oh, yeah.
Can I assemble it the way that it was?
Yeah,
Like
so...
the jewels like in that little pocket?
Oh, yeah, so basically what it is, right? So it's like about this thick, and it's about this big across. So, this big across, this thick. And as you kind of set down, it clicks onto the bottom. The bottom is about this big, and then about this much left on top. And when you slid your finger along that groove, the bottom
I see.
disconnects. So you can...
And I'm gonna like reassemble it and put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. Anything else you all wish to do?
Rauva!
Oh,
Just
yes.
gonna yell for her.
Oh, from upstairs?
Yeah.
Same! Oh no!
Well, there was a lot they found down there.
I'll go up there.
Alrighty.
I found the book room.
Book room.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull her in. Look.
Yeah, so it's like a circular bookshelf covered with books.
Also, look, we were going to be taken out. It was a hit.
I'm gonna grab it.
The letter?
Yeah. So wait, what was it again?
You
Sorry.
can go and read it to her because you wrote it down, I believe.
No,
So basically, just that.
Okay.
Basically, just like, oh, we're gonna.
Yeah. You speak Undercommon, correct?
Yeah.
So it says, Jay, hoping this reaches you soon, essentially. I'm looking for suitors, hoping to feed her tonight. Hoping to meet soon.
So I read it and I'm like, I knew it. It was all a setup.
yeah.
So I definitely don't feel bad about taking anything.
They could do that.
Good. I'm glad we're in agreement.
I found visuals. I don't know if they're magical. I didn't check.
I think I have to recast it at this point.
Likely.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll take the time to read.
Well, before you do that. Oh, yeah, because it's
I think it's ritual. So I'll take that time to redo it.
I'm gonna take time to cast comprehend languages as ritual.
Nice.
Alrighty, so
I'll just
take
doing a ritual.
How long does the ritual casting take? Oh, it's one action. Interesting.
Were those cards of these mages? Were they like animated cards almost?
Yeah, it's like they were like casting spells, like smiling and winking like a post.
Were they humans?
The two of them are not human; they are elf.
What kind?
They look to be high elf. They do have some odd features. They're not quite as like beautiful or elegant in their faces. One of them Quintus has long, flowing black hair, very curly as well.
Interesting.
Whereas Quincy has like a buzz cut head,
Interesting.
and his hair is a deep brown. Quintus has bright gold eyes, and then Quincy has a very dull blue eye. Both of them are slender, and they appear to be though slender, built to an extent, muscular-ish. They're both wearing sort of like looks to be like professional, like mage's outfit, but very old. It appears. They have some like on the back. They have some like random stats about them, like giving you some like of their main spells they might cast.
And like what school they mainly
school they attended.
associate with?
What school they both attended, like Mage Academy, Mage Academy, as well as the school of magic they most associate with. Quintus,
I need to write this on a page.
Quintus associates vastly in the following schools: transmutation, necromancy,
Interesting.
and divination. Glad you already.
In
Quincy, his primary schools are graviturgy,
Ooh.
evocation, and abjuration. These are some sort of essentially playing cards, is a good way to describe them.
Like collectible cards or something.
But none of you have ever heard or seen of like a arcane trading card.
Yeah.
Do the cards look like generally old?
Well, no, they're very well preserved. Their attire seems old. Not like not pre-cracked by
But
any
also
means, but probably yeah. You're the two of you are pretty stylish. You're pretty in the know about style. I'd say you all could guess. Make history checks, both of you.
Oh, am I showing her this or what? Because I was asking about it.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So make a history check. Thank you. I totally forgot about it. I keep forgetting you were upstairs waiting for her.
16.
16. You could assume probably from somewhere around maybe 300 AC. Based on their attire. So for everyone else, it's about 500 years ago. Because we're currently in 800 AC. So, sorry, we were discussing. You all were calling them up. It does not have a casting duration other than an action. So an action would mean 6 seconds. So you're good.
Sounds like
Nice.
I think. There's a decent chance that all ritual casting is 10 minutes, and I kind of think that's the case. But either way, the two of you are both ritual casting, detect magic, comprehend language. So, at the end of that 10 minutes, you were showing her what now? The jewels?
yeah, I'm showing her the jewels and I wanna look around the books while she's looking for jewels.
Both of you make another investigation check. Now that you're in this room, I need to roll something. Okay, Lily. What was 13? And I'm going to count yours as desk.
19.
With the books, as you walk around, with comprehend language, it doesn't tell you what language, right? You just know what language, or what the language says. For anyone who wants to cancel me out there, I got this on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
We play rules raw. Rules as wanted. So, essentially, comprehend language. Most likely, you would only recognize what the language is if you would otherwise recognize the language for what it is. But you understand what it says as long as you touch it. So, I'm assuming you're after guys in this kind of like running around the circle, just like putting your hand on all the books.
Yeah.
It's so chaotic. Like, I can see Lily just like touching every single book.
Look, read it and then like throw it off the shelf.
Okay. All right. You're not trying to be careful knowing now that Henri might have been trying to get you killed? Okay.
Also, there's a secret thing in the bookshelf.
Oh, secret.
Our campaign has been chaotic since the first session, man.
I know. Loving it. All right. Walking around and pulling and throwing books with your check of 13, you find a book that says The Lost Members of the Dominion. You find another book. I have to pull up my notes on this one. Wrong notes. Wrong notes. There it is. It is titled History of Viridia. And it has like a dash. And it says Kolohe Nui. Yeah. It's KOLOHE apostrophe capital N and then UI. And then other than that, another interesting book you see talks about it's like history of Industral, which is the other of the 3 continents that you've not found a book on yet.
Industral?
Mm-hmm. Another book is talking about factions of like magical beings throughout Tween Arfeg. They're just called magical factions. Nothing super of note after that. There's another book that's like about vampires and werewolves in Albastia. Kind of interesting, just because it's a cool topic to everyone. I don't think anybody sees a book about vampires and werewolves and isn't interested in it.
Is it Twilight?
Let's find out.
Is that a cringy picture of her?
Actually, hold on a second.
Yes.
Give me 4 seconds to come up with something real quick. Let me use my impromptu thoughts here. There's another book. It's small and paperback that's of great interest to you. And it's just called A Lover's Quarrel. And as you pull it out, there's an image on the front cover. And it is a magical image. So it is moving. And it has a halfling woman with her hand like over her head looking off towards the moon. And peeking behind a tree, a minotaur.
Yeah, well, the rest of the books that are interesting, I'm gonna throw them down. I'm gonna take this stack of books. Let's go. I'll put a little desk in front of you while you're looking at the jewels.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at the jewels yet. I'm like, ouch.
So you finish casting your ritual spell. And I'm saying this is happening while you're still kind of investigating books because there's something else I wanted to throw at you. But I'm not ready to do that yet. But as you continue, you finish casting your ritual spell and detect magic. There is what appears to be, of these jewels, maybe 2 or 3 that are magical. They're like larger than the one you had before. They are abjuration, before you ask. And another is transmutation. So 2 abjuration, 1 transmutation.
Do they look like they'd be worth a bit?
Oh, yeah.
Could put money signs by it.
As you cast the spell in this room, you sense 2 more faint magical auras you didn't sense before. One of which is very deep in the bottom drawer of the desk. you sense this very faint magic. You can't tell what it is because it's so faint, like a crack.
Ooh.
So you're gonna open the drawer. As you pull it out, there is what looks to be a locked lead box with a faint crack in it that's emitting a small magical aura out of the crack.
Oh, how big is the box?
The box? It's like a lock box, like a money box.
Okay. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Tell him to open it.
And then both of you at the same time, as you look up towards the other magical aura, you sense another magical book on the shelf. And as Lily reaches toward it and grabs it and rips it off the shelf begins to slide down,
Oh,
revealing a hidden hallway.
knew it. Like these books.
And as she pulls the book off, the magical aura is lost.
No more magic in the book. It's fine.
And it was abjuration. Which abjuration,
Sneaky.
just so we're all here, abjuration is protection.
Sneaky, sneaky. That was very smart.
I knew it.
Big brain. You got them wheels turning.
Oh,
There's still other books on the shelves. You want to continue throwing them off?
okay. I'm gonna show her the stack of books I found. I'll be like, okay, so these two are about continents. This one's about magical beings. This one's about vampires and werewolves. The cover's not too interesting though.
It's just a plain cover with like a random language you don't recognize.
Do I recognize any of these languages?
What were the first two again? History of Innistrad. You do not recognize. You recognize the one about Viridia as Viridian, and you recognize the one about Industral as the language of Industral that you've seen written, but you don't know the name of.
Yeah.
Not much of a surprise there.
Yeah.
It's actually more surprising there is a Viridian language because it's so uncivilized. But nevertheless, other than that, the book about vampires and werewolves. What language do you speak again? I have to remember. Sorry.
Common, Undercommon, Elvish, and Wish.
Okay. It is in Gnomish.
Nice.
You're able to read the cover, and it just says vampires and werewolves of Bastion. And as for Twin are fake. Sorry. As for the cover, it's like a worn leather cover, very bland. But the top is
Sick.
And this one is Lost Members of the Dominion.
Ooh. So I recognize I'm able to read the titles of all of these books, right? That's what I was asking.
Oh, read the titles? No, just the one.
Just the werewolves and.
Yeah, just
Because you know the language.
Yeah.
The rest of these.
Yeah, I was asking if I'm able to read what it is.
Yeah, no.
Because it wouldn't make sense for me to take them if I don't know what they are.
And not currently.
Mhm.
But you recognize what they are, and you do recognize the last one, and you actually can read the last one. It is in Hassal.
Yes.
keep that one
Do you want to finish going around the books? Because there are a couple of others if you want to look at them.
I want to start.
I'm just gonna
Look at the books. Lover's Quarrel. You're not going to mention that one?
I guess I'll kind of I guess I'll kind of start looking at the books that she threw off that
Okay.
weren't interesting. Yes, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there's a couple that are in common.
So I'm like,
Go ahead and make an investigation check for those. And what are you doing? Another Rauva's book looking.
I know.
I'm gonna look at some more.
Okay.
Just throw off some more.
One more investigation check for books. The other half for you.
21.
Jeez.
19.
Nice.
Good, you can get some good stuff there. Some of the more books that you would find interesting that she would not. There's a book in common about transmutation magic.
Oh.
Also another book about necromancy. It is in Elvish, and it is titled The Dangers of Necromancy.
Definitely taking that one.
Another book in common
Mhm.
is titled Indigenous Cultures of Twin Arfeg, Volume 1.
Volume 1.
and it has next to it dash the north. You also find volume 3 of the same series, which is the west. But 2 and 4 are not here. There's also a couple
What
of
was
books.
Volume 3?
Volume 3 is the west.
East.
And then you also find the last book of really any interest to you is a book that's specifically titled The Council of the Divine.
Let's see.
As for you, with your 19, congratulations. You find a series of books that are very specifically placed. They are in common. And they are all titled a deity compendium. And they have dashes, and they have the name of a deity next to them. There are 13. This is the complete collection of a deity compendium. And it has a book for each deity that is known. Some of them are bigger than others. The largest of which would be Krantz, and the thinnest of which looks to be like a magazine, and it is about Thyron.
Most recognized.
Make a religion check.
God.
6. So you see Amma. You see Honeyzek. You see Thyron. The people that your party follow. Oh, and then you see Shivari.
Eh.
I'm gonna take those.
Chuck follows.
Yeah, who Chuck follows?
You want the rest of this book series?
What is it? I'm like looking at the books on the floor that you
Like-
threw.
Grubby hands.
Grubby little hands. Oh no, I'm looking at the books
If you like on the floor.
that you tossed.
A deity compendium. It's a full series of all the main deities.
Do I notice that some are gone?
With your passive, yeah, you would see that there's a chunk of them gone.
You said a full.
Oh, well, I got the four.
Oh, I see. Like, here's the full.
I got the 4 relevant ones. So
I see.
But I don't know if you wanted the rest of them.
I'll take them and I'll put them in my bookcase.
So I want to just let
swiping
I just-
all of these.
I just want to let everyone know what I imagine in this book, in this drawstring bag. It's just shh, and as Rauva puts her hand into it, it's like an upright bookshelf
Yeah, exactly.
with like 6 layers to it, and she just kind of like
They're like alphabetically ordered.
Yeah.
Obviously.
it's like a black space in the middle of like nowhere because it's a pocket dimension, and just like a brown bookshelf,
So I get all of the. I kind of like open it and I like slide all of them in.
and they land right where you want them, of course.
There were more books in the living room. by the way.
There are also more books downstairs. This place is covered in books.
She just wants all of them, actually.
Can I get both of you, excuse me, to make one more investigation check? You as well.
Okay.
This is a high DC for this book.
Dirty time.
The book that I think in question is not super important, so don't worry. There will be more chance of you to find this book, but it's 21. So
Wow.
it does not seem to be of interest to any of you.
Yeah.
The title isn't really that grabbing. It really isn't.
Well, I was still downstairs.
Yeah.
They have 2 copies here,
Sick.
because one was his and one was his mother's. So
What is the
After
title?
that,
the title of the book is The Forgotten.
But it doesn't. Why would that not sound interesting? Because that sounds pretty interesting.
I don't know, because none of you rolled high enough.
I'd say maybe we should get the others just in case something bad happens again.
What general time would it be by now?
Like 8.
Probably 8:30.
What time did he say it would be?
11.
11?
So we have.
Are we waiting for him, or are we robbing and leaving?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
So you guys are you gonna go down and get there? Or are you just gonna yell?
I'm just.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we should go in there alone, especially because I'm kind of weak right now.
What is the general's
Yeah,
vibe
yeah.
I see behind this bookshelf?
Do I send? I still have detect magic. So do I? Say anything?
Yeah, you send some magic down there.
Just a variety.
It seems to be more of the dormant magic you're finding around the house.
Just a dark passage.
No, it is lit.
Have I seen it?
It's literally
It's
just
lit.
like it's lit. No, it's literally just like a corridor, and then a small like room that seems to have a few desks or a couple of tables with some stuff thrown onto them.
No, so it's like
Okay. But yeah, I think we got this.
I'll see why we can just go through.
Let's do it.
Okay. As you all walk down this corridor into this room, this small room, the corridor is lit, though it's not like lit by like a torch or a sconce. It's arcane lit. And at the end of the corridor, there is a small room, probably about like 15 by 10. And it has a table, or 2 tables, that have a couple of like satchels thrown down. And then it has a wardrobe. Okay. Make an investigation check. There are 2 satchels and a wardrobe.
I'll look through the other. Yes.
Investigation.
Terrible.
What? Natural 1?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So you reaching into the first satchel, you pull out like some underwear, some like clothing items. You pull out like a journal, and then you pull out like 3 gold. You stick your hand into the bag, feel around for a moment, not really feeling anything, and then feel a prick in your finger. As you pull it, you see a needle stuck into your finger, like a sewing needle.
She's gonna faint. Just gonna, bruh, take
Guys-
damage.
Guys have 1d4 pointy damage.
Ouch. Like, do you want to look at it? Yeah.
So as you grab it and look in, for that 1 second, it's empty.
It's just a needle.
Yeah, it was just a needle.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
Am I bleeding now?
A little bit, little dribble. Little dribble of this like dark, brackish blood.
it's not magical, is it?
It is not. It is not the language you recognize.
Yeah.
So it just seems to be like a daily log of someone. Like you're like, today I went to the market and bought 14 pieces of furniture.
Does it sound like that annoying Catholic?
No, no,
Interesting.
no. This is cognizant. Like the words here are making decent sentences that are comprehensible and make sense.
Oh.
Okay, look through until something catches my eye.
The language, both of you looking at it, looks to be what the language is consistently throughout the house. So you would assume probably halfling.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna go look at the wardrobe.
Okay, opening the wardrobe, make another investigation check.
Don't fail me now. 7.
So you find a leather coat,
Mm.
like a brown leather coat. It's halfling sized.
Cool.
And then you find another small chest that's latched.
Take it out one too.
Okay.
So
It is, this one's wooden.
Yeah.
And the metal one has a little metal.
Metal.
The metal one has a little like handle for you to carry it.
And then the wooden one,
Mhm.
it has is that like a lock on it?
Yeah, and it's not huge.
Okay, well I just have both of them. Okay, I'll take these down.
Okay. And you?
Whenever she's ready.
I'm just gonna go through and see if there's anything like interesting. Like maybe a drawing or something.
Make. Okay. Make an investigation check. And add your intelligence modifier. Which is going to be a subtraction, isn't it?
Oh.
She's caught up. Because this is happening while you're looking through the 12? Okay. Nothing of the words of note changes or like makes you think. But you notice 6 months prior, the author talks about losing their father. And then about 3 months later, the writing style changes. And while it was once like clear and cognizant and made sense, it still makes sentences, but they don't seem to like be fully comprehensible. They feel a little lost. This writing is a lot more similar to the way that the guy talked.
Any like drawings or anything? Or just...
No.
I'll know. Go through it again later.
I'm like, look, I found another chest.
Oh, I got this little rat there.
Go on attack. With that one.
I imagine I'm still holding it and she's like stabs it. Just like, I got it.
Oh, we're gonna have to backtrack. Just kidding. Just joking.
Oh, this one.
22. Yeah, I think that's gonna hit.
I'm like holding it out. She stabs it. I'm like,
We're not strong. 5.
As you plunge your dagger into Rauva's chest, where she's holding this. Wait a second.
what? What?
Plunge your dagger into Rauva's chest. Sounds like I'm talking about plunging it into your
Well, yeah.
chest.
I imagine I'm holding it like this.
I know, but I didn't think about it like as Rauva's chest, but
Yeah.
as the chest she was holding, and it's just funny. It sounds like she's stabbing you.
I would die.
She's like, shh.
That would have been like almost half my health.
missed-
Even if you were at full health.
You just missed the lock. You stab into the side, like into the lip between the two, and the lock snaps off.
Ooh. What's in it? What's in it?
All that's in it is a book.
Book.
It is in a language neither of you recognize. You put your finger onto it, and it says, farts. Orvan's mental prison.
Very.
Mental prison. And it's a thick book.
I mean, oh, it's pretty
And-
thick.
The writing in it is not like print. It's like handwritten.
But open it and see if there's see what it's about. Like is it like a journal or is it like a log of a prison or
Neither. It's and both. In places, it seems to be like talking personal encounters with some entity that seems to like put a serious like press on the mind, diminish its ability. And in others, it talks about logs of others this might have happened to. And then eventually, it just talks about like the dangers of letting your mind wander. That's all you really get from skimming it.
Interesting.
No one's which this is. That's the thing that I have ritual spells that can read. Maybe we keep this one.
I think we should.
Try flipping through it later.
Yeah, it definitely sounds very serious. I guess you could say.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe there's more magic balls in everyone's minds and organs than we think.
That's what it sounds like. I'll just toss the chest. Like, we don't need that anymore.
Yeah, that one's done for. So, anything else you all wish to do up here?
Do you think you can open this one and I'll show her the little one?
Be a little bit more tense.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Please. Please.
10.
Nice.
You have sufficiently scuffed the outside of this lockbox, but you can't really find a place to fit your dagger into the mechanism.
Ah.
You gonna stab
Oh!
it? Roll an attack.
No.
18. Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage. You just kind of stab directly into the lock, and it sort of like warps it a bit, just enough we can just probably a little bit of strength pull it open.
I'll try to.
Make a strength saving throw.
I'll try my best.
And make an athletics check.
Okay, that's a lot better. Oh wait, that's not. This is the same thing. Ah, 10.
Should have made the roll.
Yeah, sorry. Like seeing it, like it's so close. I'm like, okay.
As you pull, it takes a lot, and you can see like the vein in her like bicep bulge.
Wish you
It's
had
not-
tried that.
And she begins like let out a faint scream. It like flies over.
Oh my god!
Contents fly everywhere.
What is it?
You see 2 more of those cards,
Oh,
and that was the magical aura.
nice.
And then like a bunch of like receipts and papers.
I want to get the cards.
Rogan is now on a card collector.
I am a collector.
11? Okay. You managed to grab like 3 pieces of paper. The first looks to be receipts for ale. The second, receipts for rope. And the third, receipts for Fluffy.
Oh.
Fluffy cost him around 20,000 gold.
Oh. No, he was
TJ
priceless.
Huh?
He was priceless,
And TJ killed it.
and TJ killed him.
The rope looked to be cheap rope. Like the rope that was used to tie up the mom downstairs.
Mhm.
The ale's expensive ale.
We know that he didn't give us that.
Yeah.
The cards,
Are they like the same? The same.
roll a d100.
They're just doubles. You get to.
I'm gonna
make sense
cry.
in card.
Well, these
I'm
two
invested now.
These 2 were put like away.
I'm invested now. She's gonna be a card collector. Roll. Okay. 74.
So who's turn off?
74?
Yeah.
Okay, the first is a human, or not human, sorry, it's a male. Gith Zedai.
What?
Gith.
Gith? Like name?
No, that's his race.
Oh!
It's like an alien, humanoid,
Yeah.
goblinoid kind of. Looks to be about 7 feet tall. He's wearing very long, flowing robes, and he's bald, with tattoos on his head. He has very like high set eyebrows coming back. And he has one hand sent out like this, and the other hand sort of like towards his head. And he has a very like deep scowl on his face. And as he does, you see his hands sort of just twist. This one emits like a faint black, and this one emits a purplish pink. At the bottom, the name on it says Atlan. On the back, the three main schools read Scion, Psion, which is something you've not heard of.
Yeah.
It reads Evocation, and it reads Abjuration. And then underneath it, it says Specialist. And then it has a dash and says Necromancy.
Ooh. Terrifying. Do I like whoa?
Yeah, you recognize him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm like, interesting.
And this card is very well preserved. And it's lined, unlike the others, this one's lined with like a very like shiny platinum on the edges. The other card is a human woman. Looks very young and sweet. She has flowing brown hair, and it does kind of curl at the end, almost into a bob. It hangs down to about like halfway down her back. In her hand, she has a crystal sticking out, and it's a black crystal. Her eyes are red. And she sort of like has one hand sort of like up to her chest like this, and then the crystal is out in front of her. As she does her hand, you notice like the animation here is her like soft face turns like this slight like sly cocky grin. And one of her fingers does grow at the end of the like rotation, like just slightly. And the name at the bottom of this reads Gretchen. This one's blind as well with like a small like color, and it's this like pearlescent black. On the back, the three main schools read Necromancy, Illusion, and Divination. Or Conjuration, sorry. And then Specialist on this one as well. And it says Chaos Magic.
Very sick. I want to put it. Where were the other cards at? Oh, they're in the chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in that. Oh, I'll get the chest out of my bag and put it in there and put it back in my bag.
Okay.
Or I guess I'll show Lily Atlan's. Like, look at this.
Oh. Yeah, like the right hand with the keep or something.
Yes. Terrifying. I guess I'll show her the other ones.
Yeah. Like, well, you know.
It's sick.
It's like D&D players with a dice collection. Like, I got this new set, but look at these.
So I guess I'll show her the other three.
Oh, you started?
I guess so. They look pretty sick.
Can I investigate, like, how the roads look in the two new cards you pulled?
And the two original? Or all of them, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, the two new ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, make a history check. And you can as well if you'd like for the close on this.
Did I have to make one for the last one?
For the other two?
I don't think I did.
For Quintessa Quincy?
Mhm.
You checked on the history for their roads.
8.
19.
You have no clue. They look about the same to you. You get the vibe. And this is important. I need to pull up.
This is important.
Yeah, okay. Gretchen appears to have clothing from about probably 1100 BC. Long. His clothes appear to be from probably about 100 AC. Anything else you two wish to do up here?
You.
You hear them coming downstairs. They've been up there for probably about half an hour.
So it's about 8:30.
Yeah. So, yeah. Those Crocs.
Yeah.
That's why my feet are so hot. I'm wearing shoes.
How do you forget you're wearing shoes?
Yes. Shoes
Hey, they're Crocs. They're the fluffy Crocs. Not a sponsor.
There's more books over here in the living room.
I'll go investigate the books.
Make an investigation check. Chuck is asleep on the corpse of Fluffy.
Sad.
12.
Rest in peace, Fluffy.
There are a lot of duplicates from what you saw upstairs.
There's something like the duplicate books.
Yeah, it seems like him and his mom both had a collection of their own.
Interesting.
She kept hers downstairs, he kept his in his study. The only real book of note to you that seems interesting is a book that's just titled The Crack.
They just didn't want to come up with more good titles.
As much fun as that sounds. No, him and his mom are very similar.
Ooh. Open the drawstring and have what the books now.
You have a lot of books. Anything else you all wish to do here is the house has, I think at this point, been turned everywhere except for her room. Because the house has been flipped in the study and downstairs. Farron was not gentle in the kitchen. Chuck is never gentle.
Can I tell what time it is?
Oh yeah, about 8:39.
Yeah, I'll just say, oh, it's about 9, so he should be here in like 2 hours. Ah! Wait, who you saw the letter, right? That sus letter. I'm like, oh, Lily found something very, very incriminating.
What'd you find?
Feast your eyes.
Feast your eyes. Evidence he was trying to kill us now. Even though you
Actually, I think he can.
What was it? What language was it?
Undercommon.
Oh yeah, undercommon. Yeah, he should, because...
Yeah, he's for the Underdark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. He takes it and... We don't know if this is him. He doesn't sign it Henri at the end.
It was in that room.
What if that thing wrote this?
That thing.
It was talking like a human. What if it was his father or something that was here before I left?
I think that's very gullible.
Was it in his room?
it was in his center.
Yeah. Well, we could assume it was a study. It had a lot of books.
She was locked in the door until...
Right, well, and maybe she wrote it when she got in.
But it's just planning on killing us.
You all just think the worst of everyone. No, he
I'm gonna
definitely...
point at Fluffy.
I think you just want to be contrary.
I just...
I think you just...
No, he definitely was trying to kill us, you're right. I'm just trying to see the best in everyone, and...
That scared me too.
So what are we going to do? We're going to sit here and wait for him and then slaughter him in his own house?
I mean, we're gonna
we could
get our money first.
Yeah, let's rob him blind,
Rob him blind.
tie him up into the house, and then burn it.
You've already robbed him blind!
Well, we don't know
also,
what she has
the
on
money
it.
that he was going to give us.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really think he's going to kill us, you think he's got the money?
Well, I mean, he has to have some money on him. I'm
Is he,
saying we just take everything.
Maybe we could spy on him.
Ooh.
is he even going to come back? Do we know that?
I mean, like, seems.
Yeah, he also didn't say he was setting a monster up to kill us.
I would assume.
At some time. Yeah.
Why don't we go?
Are we going to come back anyways to go downstairs?
Gotta rest.
Why don't we come back later tonight?
Okay. When he's should be home.
I don't know why we would stay here and wait for him for the next 2 hours.
Weak right now.
For all we know, he's one of them too.
Breakfast sounds nice.
It's gonna take us 2 hours to get there.
What if he walks in here right now, at 11 in 2 hours, and he turns into one of those things?
We need to rest.
Yeah.
We need to get ready for this.
Let's go to town.
We need to call Atlas.
We do.
Well, we can't do it here because
Obviously not, whatever is stopping it.
Wait, gonna walk in, see dead, whatever the hell that was, dead Fluffy. His house is freaking ransacked.
Half burned.
He's gonna see that his mom isn't in the basement.
Wait, so are we taking her? Or are we leaving her here?
I think we should take her and take her to somewhere where she can get healed.
That's true.
Maybe you can like ask her questions.
Okay. So to town.
I'm curious to the end of his point, at least.
Why do you think he would stick around, basically, is what I'm saying. He would probably see that we're gone, all this stuff happened, why would he just...
If he wants to kill us, would he not just come find us then?
Left her in town and alone in the woods.
Right? He'll
Yeah.
come in and find us, we can kill him in the streets, and be back in time for tomorrow's presentation by the king. And if he's not back, then we don't have to fight him when we get back and go downstairs.
I mean, we got quite a lot of valuable stuff that would sell for quite a lot.
Right, I was looking at it. I think we've got somewhere in the ballpark of 5,000 to 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
So we've made our pay.
Let's
Like
just
double our
leave.
pay.
Yeah, let's just leave and save the lady.
Yeah, let's save the mom.
And he
Right,
picks her up
Jack.
and she on his back. He stops and looks down at Fluffy. Whoever killed him, it's a monster. Then he walks out the front door.
At yourself next time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's light.
He's light.
He's a light boy.
He's a 7 foot tall light person. He's 175. That's like half your carrying capacity, I think.
His feet's
It's like
Oh, yeah.
dragging.
His feet and his head is dragging on the ground, basically. But
Because I'm so short.
you're 5'2", so
Yeah, I'm just-
he like sets her down in the cart and he walks over to his horse and hops on and pulls his hat off of his side and puts it on and all right then.
that cowboy outfit.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're still in costumes.
Yes.
I think we should change.
I took off my costume a while
I
ago.
meant the rest of us.
Yeah.
A majority of us are still in costumes.
Yeah. Everyone except you.
Yeah. You're still in your
I'm no longer in a silly, goofy movie.
I know. It's hot as fuck too.
So, riding into town. 2 hours go by.
So it's like what, 11?
About 11. Are you all taking her to the tavern? Are you trying to find like a infirmary?
Yeah.
Make a history check. Yes.
That's funny.
Wow. Means
Nice.
nothing, huh? You know that not in the king's court, but like maybe 20 minutes in the direction you're traveling from, is the Orphan Hospital. Orphan General. They're on the doorstep.
Oh, Ryan's like,
You just the reins.
You're like, oop.
Don't worry, I've driven before.
He's like leading through the whole.
Absolutely.
It's an inside check.
She already said no.
Oh, I feel like Lily is not even sitting up front. She like opened like the partition, leaned out, has her hands like around you.
Ghost.
Yeah, like Ghost, but with reins.
Couldn't you just tell me where to go? I'm there.
No.
You feel the reins whip you a little bit. All right. Make a survival check.
While we're writing, I'll write along next to favorite. I'm gonna show him my little wound. Like, look.
He like leans over and looks at it. Oh my! How'd you get that?
I pricked myself. It hurt.
Oh. How'd you do that? What did you prick yourself on? Like a splinter?
A needle. That's all. Oh,
right then. All right. He like readjusts himself and fixes his hat and kicks the sides. And so, anything interesting upstairs?
A lot of books. A lot of.
So no.
Oh, never mind.
How long are we going? So, that was him and me.
Oh.
So the plan is to go back tonight, correct? Not tomorrow.
I don't know yet.
All right.
I think we just need to contact him first.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Have you tried since we got back into town?
Oh. Forgot about it. Like, hello, Atlas, you there?
Put it up to your ear. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's you! Hi!
Is everything all right? I've been trying to reach you for like 3 hours or so. So.
We got attacked by, like, this demon-looking thing, and there was an old lady in the cellar, and, I think the communication was cut off from, like, the property, and we almost died, and we found a lot of stuff, and we're going back to Orvin now.
Right.
There's just no reception in the woods.
I know!
That's why you
Perhaps we meet that. I can come to Orvin and meet with you if you like.
That would be lovely.
Right then. Oh, we should meet at There's a tavern.
I bet I know it.
Shoot.
Being sold.
Absolutely not.
Sorry. We
In
stayed
the
there.
middle of harvest.
We stayed there!
Right. No. No. I'm thinking the other end of town. Probably the shifty settlers.
Okay. I'm sure Lily will find it.
And if not, then ask around.
Lily always knows where to go. We'll meet you there.
And if she doesn't, ask. Oh,
You know where
I am concerned, but sure.
Please, time.
I can be there now.
Taking the old lady to the hospital. The lady in the cellar.
Sounds like a horror book. How about 2 hours?
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Canon.
Every time.
Every time you use that, you can say "love you." Bye. So, what was your survival check?
Ooh.
In everything.
So
Don't get too big for your britches. I'm a board at level 2. I can do everything. I do okay. Yep. Anyways, so Lily, having her arms around you like she's teaching you to play like ukulele or something, teaching you to drive, leaning out the window halfway, manages to get to the infirmary pretty easily without killing anyone.
Wow.
There were a couple of cats that had to really dart out of the alleys, or into the alleys, but she didn't kill anyone.
What time is it when we get there?
To the infirmary.
Kind of seems like she
Or
tried. a
as
couple
we ride into
times.
Orban.
As you get into Orban, it's about probably between 10:45 and 11. So the infirmary itself, it is this it looks like a school. It has an entryway that kind of juts out from the front of the building, and then two long corridor. It appears 2 wings to it, probably about 2 stories tall. And on the front just says Orban General.
Before we go, I'll like call everyone to meet in the little carriage area, I guess.
Okay.
Like, can we have a meeting?
Theron rides his horse to the back and has the horse half in.
So I was able to speak with Atlas, and he said we need to meet him at the tavern called the Shifty Settlers at 1.
Settlers.
You know what that is?
Is that on the bad side of town?
He said it's on the opposite side of town, so I'm guessing probably means that.
That was on the way.
Which is an advantage.
He said it was just on the other side of town.
Nice.
Shifty Settlers Pub in the shifty part of town, yeah.
Well, but yeah,
It's in the south.
he told us to meet him there at 1.
Well,
In 2 hours, but within 1.
the Citadel is kind of like the south east. It's kind of like on the southwest.
Nothing now. That is on the ship side of town. Never personally been there myself, but
Do you think you might know where, it is the area?
yeah, I know like the area it's in.
Sick.
So probably be able to point it out.
Sick. I know he was worried about us getting there. Yeah. Yeah, I told him, Lily knows the area.
But it's not like
Theron's like, I mean, she does know how to read a map after all, right?
hey, you don't need to know how to read the map, you just know everything is.
Exactly. Look at those wrinkles.
It's all you need is
Break!
So are we all going in to take her in, or do you just want me to throw her inside?
Staying in here.
I will go here. Because if she comes to, I want to question her.
Well, I imagine it's going to take all day.
We could just come back later. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll just tell one of the nurses keep her there.
Until we come back.
All right, sure. So you're carrying her then?
Try. She look heavy.
She's probably the same weight as Chuck,
Oh.
which is heavy for her because she's
Yeah.
a third of his height.
Pounds, but
You're like, I need a doctor.
Yeah, you're gonna need a back surgeon after this.
okay. I'm gonna run and be like, I need a doctor!
Oh no!
There behind the counter, there is this bird folk, Arcana, who looks up at right. Sure. Don't have to scream. There are sick people here. And based on the dried blood and the bandages, he's been like that for a couple of hours.
Dear, what do you
So urgent. He stands, puffs out his feathers a little bit, and then walks around and fiddles with this chair in front of me, gets it open and wheels it up. You can put her in here.
Okay, would you mind keeping her here? Because,
No, I'm gonna put her on the street to be treated.
when she comes to, because, I have to come back and ask her questions, but I don't really have, a good contact for her. Please tell me her room number whenever I come back. Please?
Sure.
I'm just gonna
What color are you right now, by the way?
pink.
Sure. He gets a wheel around and you just hear, what's your passive perception?
Oh, 15.
Yeah, as he walks away, you can hear him mutter in his breath, like, in a cough, like, freak.
Oh, huh.
Lily comes out and you all see her with a very sad look on her face.
I'm just gonna get in the cart.
Give me an insight check.
I don't think you need an insight check if she's sobbing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely something.
I'm just gonna. Oh.
As you get in, Chuck, what's wrong with you?
Called me a freak.
Okay? We're all freaks. Freaking awesome. He drinks a bunch of water. He's been
Awesome.
awake. He had a long nap with Fluffy.
I mean, Fluffy's corpse.
Yeah.
Is he covered in blood?
Chuck? Oh, yeah.
Always.
I'm just gonna close the cart first. Krista, Jason, and play with. Just figure this out.
Oh, thank you.
Look at the front. All right, let's go.
I just find it insane how he's obsessed with cleaning everything but himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As this goes on, Farron turns to you. Did she say she was called a freak in there?
Yeah.
Surface dwellers. He begins to ride up ahead of the cart. So, go ahead and make a survival check with advantage. As you're kind of guiding the cart, leaning out, not ghosting this time, I don't think. You feel a little cold without the warm embrace of the pink tiefling.
I don't think Wolf's been cold in a very long time.
No, you're cold.
16.
Okay. It's a little bit of a bumpier guiding because you're not really familiar with the area. But with the high intelligence of Rauva kind of leading the pack with Farron up front, reading street signs and the environment, the party manages to find themselves outside of the tavern.
What time is it when we get there?
By the time you get there, from the infirmary, which was, so you guys came like this into the infirmary, and now you're going like this down with the tavern. It's probably by horse around 12:30.
Perfect. 30 minutes.
So as you all arrive, this environment is much different. You know, there are still harvest decorations up, the same as the whole city is covered in, thanks to King Hasatan's demands. But there is more like undercommon dwelling individuals that are out openly and not like cloaked. The general like environment is still the same, like purples and reds and golds of the Dominion, but there's also a lot more like blue down here and gray. The shops are less inviting and magical, and the people are a little bit more scowl-ridden. The tavern itself is a 2-story tavern. On the outside, it is made from this like grayish wood. It just has a swinging sign that says the tavern name that I just forgotten again.
Shifty Settlers.
Shifty Settlers Tavern. And then there's like a window inside. You can see that the inside looks warm, nonetheless. There's a fire going. And there's a few people sitting down, looks to be enjoying a meal in there. As you all enter the tavern, there are a few people in here. No one really too like interesting or notable. A few seedy types, I guess. You see a couple of drow kind of sitting in the back, drunk. And the barkeep looks to be a younger orc. probably full orc, maybe half. About 5'6", kind of thin. As you all walk in, he's like, "Oh, howdy there. You all in for a drink? You in for a night? How can I assist?"
For a drink.
Right? Now I do offer a. He kind of looks around a bit. Well, y'all aren't like cops or anything, are you? Alright, well. If you're wanting to sit out here with these regular folk, tables are open. I do, and he points to a door in the back of private quarters for a flat rate. Charge you for the night. You can rent out that room for private meet. Why do I offer it to the first people that walk in here, you might ask? I see your face there, dwarf.
My main concern is what kind of
Right.
meetings are usually going on back there.
I mean, if I'm gonna get paid, I'm gonna not ask questions.
My assumption was Orgy.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
Maybe one or two.
Oh.
Did you ever drop?
Oh, you weren't asking. No. I don't know if there's ever been one in there. I thought you were asking for my body count. So the room, listen, it's sanitized.
But yes,
It's dirty.
Yeah.
if you could follow up with what you were going to say, why did you offer it to us people to walk through?
Well, first of all, it ain't often you see a bright colored tiefling walking around with a drow. Theron.
I'm not covered either.
Oh, 2 drow. You got purple tattoos. You got a coat on.
Got a stick to
Hell,
go.
why are you
Yeah.
wearing
And
a coat?
it is not cold in here. Also, I offer it to everyone that walks in here. I like to make gold.
Groin.
It just sounds like you're
Or there.
groin.
Exactly.
Maybe 1 or 2, like I said a minute ago.
What kind of stuff is in this room?
I got a table.
Big table?
It's a table.
There's lots of different sizes of tables.
There's chairs.
How many?
There's chairs.
Wait, does payment for this room also pay for a night in like a bedroom?
Now, if you're looking to make a deal, we could do something like that, sure.
Say the night here.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, if you want, there's also the option. I mean, there's some Murphy beds in there generally. You can use those in there if you want, or I could put some nicer beds in there if you're needing some padding for your cushions.
Well, if there's also already day beds.
Huh?
If there's already like day beds, then
Yeah.
Yeah, like Murphy's.
There are a couple of us that don't even need to sleep, so those who need beds can take them.
Essentially, it's like a private apartment if you really
Interesting.
want it.
To be clear, no orgy.
Yeah, no orgy.
We're
going
definitely-
I
on.
wasn't asking if
We're
I'm
not having an orgy back.
How many beds are in there right now?
There's beds.
Yeah,
There are currently 4.
there are
Okay.
2.5 beds.
That sounds good. 4 beds is good.
It's done.
And how much for the private room?
All right, now you're talking. Yeah, I got to the parts I wanted to talk about. Money. How much gold you got in your pocket there?
Can't make a check against it. You can't.
How many gold do you got in your pocket?
I don't know.
And you?
1,
200 it is. All right, listen. I usually sell it for whatever I think y'all are going to be doing. So if there is going to be an orgy in there, I usually sell it for 15 gold.
Equivalent.
Why is it less for an orgy? I feel like that's a lot more cleanup.
$200 is also for the secret fee of me not asking what you're doing.
Probably not an orgy.
If you pay me 200 gold, I don't care what you do.
It might be an orgy.
For all I care for 200. You offer?
That's not what I said.
But your eyes said more than I think you understand. I don't know if you know. Does he have a Twitch?
Yeah.
Because he closed an eye at me, and I'm not gonna lie, I
think he's
felt
just
something.
blinking.
I only closed one.
I think it's just kind of delayed
Blink
blinking.
1 at a
You're like,
time.
yeah.
I don't like what you're insinuating.
I like that you.
I just thought you were coming on to me, and I was gonna say that was fine.
We're having an orgy.
Listen,
Do we get the discount?
All right, we're having it.
if you tell me what it is, I'll give it to you for 50.
Orgy.
If you don't want to tell me what it is, and you want me to never mention the fact I ever saw you, you want to be totally secret, in and out, not see a single person, 150.
Orgy.
Again, are you asking or telling?
Telling. We were just very embarrassed because we didn't know if that was.
No, we were just so embarrassed that you caught us.
Yeah,
We're having an orgy.
we're having. That's exactly why we came to this establishment, because we knew that you had that discount.
You make a
Episode
deception check.
7.
Dang it!
No!
Alright, now you're talking.
Episode 7. Dana finally rolls a couple.
So, for your orgy, do you still want the table in there? I'll pull the table out.
The table's fine.
Oh my. 50 gold, please.
In case we get hungry.
Sure, I mean, I could bring food in there if you need anything. You just knock on the wall.
You might not want to see it happen.
I'll put a blindfold.
It'll be...
Are you gonna be? Well, I mean, if you're, I mean,
Look.
I might want to see if you're part of it.
I just hand him the $50 and start walking to the back room.
Yeah, I'm walking.
Make an dexterity saving throw.
Fail, that's 4.
As you put the gold down, he puts his hand on top of yours and slides it as he pulls the gold back to his side of the desk. And he reaches down into his pocket and like stares at you for a moment and pulls out a key and sets it down. Room's yours.
Oh, and
Thank you.
don't be surprised if others will be joining us later. Kind of a.
Oh no, you're a very diverse group. I'm a fan.
I don't want to start walking.
If you need anything, please, I'll be here. On that. On that.
You're not invited.
Oh, I wasn't asking.
Well, I'm telling.
Well, I'm telling you.
These pink things are not nice. That one down. And he goes back behind. He turns around and starts like working on filling up a couple.
So I guess we go into the room.
Okay. It is a square, like 30 by 20 room. There are 4 Murphy beds, 2 on each of these 2 walls. There is a desk that's about like 9 feet long with probably 8 chairs around it.
I'm gonna call him. Like, hello, Atlas.
Oh. Oh yes, I'll be there in a moment.
Tell the guy at the front desk that you're here for an orgy. For the orgy.
Tell the guy that you're here for the orgy in the private room. Okay, bye.
Right. Thank you for that.
Did I hear that in here?
Yeah.
Cause I put it.
Yeah.
You forgot to say bye, love you.
I was too scared.
Alright.
It's not. And then I put it away.
Atlas thinks there's an orgy.
Yeah, I think he does.
He actually does. What?
He didn't seem too swayed by it though. So
What?
Hold on.
That was sus. That was a sus face you made. I know what the title of the session
Take your
is.
phone. What?
We're having an orgy.
Alright, well. Theron walks in, like takes his hat off and sets it down on the table and sits down and... Are we having an orgy?
No.
Like, I was very confused.
Yeah, we just did that for the discount.
Just to be clear,
Why
we did
did
not
you-
do that.
why did you say that like you wanted to?
Yeah.
I don't think I said it like I wanted to do
Yeah,
anything.
You said it.
I think I said it like the person narrating my voice got lost in the sauce and forgot the accent for a second.
I think
I think I'm kind of disgusted.
you started taking off pieces of clothing and said, "So are we having an orgy?"
Yeah.
It kind of sounded like you wish.
It's rude to wear a hat inside.
Why'd you take it
Said the
off
whole
whenever
time.
you didn't? Yeah, why didn't you take it off when we first walked in?
I was afraid he might come on to me like it was coming on to him.
It feels like you.
These luscious locks, no, they call attention.
It sounds like you were wanting to have an orgy, and now you're backstepping yourself.
Wait, how does he know that he was sitting for him?
Yeah.
You didn't.
He was standing right there. I mean,
He caressed his hand. He stared at him. The second he walked in, he said orgy, his eyes locked on his.
Anyways, I want to go to the door. I'm just gonna wait there.
While you're waiting, I'd like to make a recommendation.
Okay.
Perhaps for the night, we just bed down here. We go tomorrow after King Hasatan gives his speech, we go listen to that, and then we go to the house.
what time should he be giving his speech?
Lily? Around 11 usually.
I am.
Well, every year he does it like 11.
Sick.
That should put us around 2 p.m. arriving at the house.
Okay.
If Henri's going to be there, better chance of him being there in the afternoon than the morning, I'd say. Probably cleaning up our mess.
Eh.
That also gives us time before the speech in the morning to go see his mother.
You're right. Sounds good to me.
Ready, pal?
Cool. So. Rob, we want to go wait for him out in the lobby area.
Yeah.
Sure. Two of you exit.
Okay.
Chuck sits down at the table looking at Lily and Wulf and... So... This orgy thing.
We're not having an orgy, Chuck.
No, I got that, but... What's an orgy?
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna fade to black on that conversation.
Yeah.
Out in the lobby.
Like how I've been calling him young one the whole time.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Theron goes to the bar. Okay. And he orders a few drinks. He orders 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Three ale, 1 mead, and 2 red wines. And the half-orc collects it and gives it to him. And sets a note on the plate as well. And him and Theron have a very hushed conversation. Theron has this huge grin. Right then, I'll make sure to let him know. And he turns back to you. Told you who's hitting on him.
At least he didn't hit on you.
I mean, right. Glad, because I did take the hat off and he kind of like shakes his head. His hair does nothing. Because it's tied up.
Oh, I thought you were like insinuating that it was like greasy. It's like just.
So,
Yeah.
under the hat, Theron keeps his hair tied to a man bun. He has like shaved sides. So I wanted to ask you, perhaps tonight, after everyone else is asleep, we could go out and experience the Underdark community.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Maybe go see the festival in the evening. I'd love to go see Bards and Nobles. It's been years since I've been to one.
And I haven't been to one.
And everyone else gets their full 8 hours in. As that finishes, the door opens, and in walks the 9-foot tall, long, straightened black hair flowing down almost to the floor.
Does he have to bend down?
Yeah, he like bends down and leans in. He's wearing this leather, like kind of like sage green coat that comes down and kind of covers all the way down to his knees. Underneath that, he's wearing like these like slacks. He's got a button up underneath it, white button up that's opened, and then his green eyes vibrant, true. As he comes in, he looks at you. Ah, right then. And he's walking towards you all in the half orc. Excuse me there, sir. Can I ask, can I help you with anything? And Atlas just turns and looks at him with a very, like, straight face. Orgy. And continues walking to the door. The half-orc stops, looks down, looks at him, and then looks back at you with, like, jaw dropped. And then just gives a thumbs up.
Like,
Imagining all this in my head, and it's very gross.
and I'm like,
So as he turns and looks at you, shall we into the room? And he bends down, and you all watch as Atlas now enters. So, and as you all come in behind him, he Farron closes the door. We take our clothes off now. We'll pick up there next week.
I'm just scared as to what he said to Farron.
We'll find out for us shortly.
yeah.
For you guys next week, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's absolute chaos. And hope you guys will join us again next week.